Yo, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's Oscar, and we got some serious stuff to talk about today regarding crypto, keeping your wallet safe, keeping your coins safe, taking them off of exchanges, and just overall protecting yourself. So overall, as many of you probably know, in the last like 1 or 2, 3 weeks, even maybe the last month, there's been at least 2 or 3 exchanges so far that have basically locked deposits, withdrawals, and trading. Those the main two that I know being Celsius and Voyager. Now the main reason I guess behind it is they don't want something called a bank run to happen, where basically if something negative news or negative catalysts come out and people start withdrawing their money, obviously the company that you were basically using as a broker is basically going to lose capital and could potentially go under. So to basically combat that, they go ahead and lock withdrawals, deposits, and trading to restrict it so they can keep capital, so they basically don't go under. Now, in the main sense, it's kind of a good thing. Obviously, it doesn't sound like a good thing. You don't want the words locked, or let's say your money's locked up with them. You don't ever want to hear that. So I want to kind of talk about it. I want to explain to you guys why I basically pulled I think I basically pulled 85 or 90% of all my crypto off of exchanges, and I put it onto one of these guys. This is a Ledger Nano. It's a cold storage wallet. If you guys don't have one, I highly suggest you guys go ahead and buy one, especially in times like this. So let's kind of get into it. Let's kind of talk about Celsius first. So Celsius locked accounts 3 weeks ago, saying that it was they took a drastic step of halting customers' withdrawals. Many people are starting to wonder if they'll ever see their money again. I think I watched an interview this morning. Some person had like 100,000 in their Celsius wallet. Some other people obviously had thousands. People went to Celsius because it was, how would I say it? I don't want to say anything bad about Celsius, because obviously I have Celsius. I have money that's locked up in Celsius right now. But Celsius to me seemed much more than a, how would I say it? It seemed like a more greater alternative than leaving my money in a savings account, obviously, where I was getting like 0.01% per year. Celsius was obviously offering something like 9% APY for Polygon. Was it 8% on ETH and Bitcoin, somewhere around the 7 or something area for USDC. So obviously I pulled everything out of my savings as far as USDC goes, and dumped it into Celsius. I was easily like making 14 bucks a week, or was it 11 or $14 a week of interest off of Celsius, than making, let's say, 2 cents or something like that in my bank account. So I went ahead and moved everything onto Celsius on my phone. There's still a couple thousand in Celsius that's locked up right now, which, I mean, mainly it's USDC. There's a majority of my Bitcoin in there, which I'm sure will be okay. I was able to get all my Ethereum out of there, majority of my Polygon out of there, and I think that's it. So there's a couple thousands worth of USDC in there, and I think there was somewhere near maybe $500 or $600 of Bitcoin, or something like $1,000 of Bitcoin on there. I don't remember, but I could take a look. But yeah, so obviously Celsius looked like a much better alternative to me than keeping my money in a savings account. People obviously losing hope on Celsius. It's been 3 weeks. They don't have access to their money. If it was money that somebody needed and they were able to kind of easily withdraw it like they used to be, there'd be no problem. Obviously you can't do anything since it's locked up. Your accounts are locked up. Celsius froze users' accounts amid a plunge in valuations, sent ripples across the industry, and raised questions about what happens to users' assets in if a crypto platform files for bankruptcy. So Celsius was kind of iffy about a bankruptcy. I know Coinbase was kind of iffy about a bankruptcy a while back. But on top of that, Celsius laid off 150 employees as the crypto winter deepens. Celsius issues are reportedly deepening as the company had to lay off a significant chunk of its employees. 150 of its employees. The company's LinkedIn page says it has 651 staff members, meaning that the fired ones represent approximately a quarter. But from my understanding and what I just watched a video, laying people off was actually more of a strategic move than a negative move. While existing investors reportedly refuted to bail out the company, Goldman Sachs is reputedly trying to raise $2 billion to buy Celsius crypto assets at a discount, which in turn could bring Celsius out of the water. And if we look at Voyager, suspended all trading deposits and withdrawals. They're pausing all customer temporary suspending customers trading deposits and withdrawals. A tremendously difficult decision, but we all believe it's the right one given current market conditions. And that being the same thing basically goes for Celsius. You don't want something like Voyager, which is one of the, I guess we could say one of the more larger crypto exchanges out there. If we look at Bitcoin's price, Bitcoin's currently at $19,282 as I'm recording this video on the 3rd of July. ETH is currently at $1,075. So in the past like 3 days, Bitcoin hit a low of 18.5, ETH hit a low of 996, but even like last week, the week before, ETH hit a low of 881, and Bitcoin dropped all the way to 17.5. So obviously it's a little bit of a sketchy time. I know there's a bunch of people are scared, but that's exactly why I pulled everything out of here, or out of my wallets, and moved it all into this ledger. I don't want majority of my money, I don't want it to be locked up. I don't want to have the fear of something going under. If it does, there's all kinds of stuff that could happen, but knowing that it's kind of on the ledger, there's nothing that can happen to that. As long as I have access to this, and I have access to my computer, or let's say my phone, everything's going to be okay. And of course, things are going to be like this. I'm sure Voyager and Celsius aren't going to be the only ones that are going to lock wallets or suspend withdrawals, deposits, and all that. Coinbase could be the next one, Gemini could be the next one, BlockFi could be the next one. There's all kinds of these different crypto exchanges that could be the next ones to do it, but it's kind of I guess a bubble waiting to burst to see which ones are going to be the next one. So I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting times. I think we still have a long ways to go down. In a sense, this is kind of a good thing for younger people. You kind of get to experience what it's like to be at the bottom, or kind of go through rougher times at an earlier stage in life. And if you're smart enough, you go ahead and buy a lot now and then just hodl or wait on it and wait, let's say 5-10 years, you'll be doing well. Yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to talk about this quickly, kind of why I moved everything, basically 85-90% of my crypto onto the ledger, took it offline, and kind of the implications or I guess reasons that made me do it, and kind of made me do it relatively quickly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like. If you learned anything out of this video, put that in the comments, make mental notes of it, and hopefully it was beneficial for anyone. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, like the video, drop comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.